Good day, grade 10. Today we are continuing with parabola functions. And it is the 14th of July. So the general equation for a parabola or quadratic function is y is equal to ax squared plus q. And today we're going to talk about the influence of a, which means we're going to talk about this a, the coefficient of x squared. Okay, when that a is a positive number, a number greater than 0, in other words, a positive number, then I have a minimum turning point, which means the turning point will be at the lowest point on the graph. And I also call it concave up. Okay, I can also call it concave up when it is a smiley graph. So a smiley graph, look at this picture of the little girl smiling. When I have a positive a value, I will have a smiley graph. Then, what is the other influence of a? Let's look at these lines. When I have the purple line, I have a value of a half. When I have the red line, the a value is 1. And the a value of the blue line is 2. So, here I can see that the greater the a value, the nearer the arms of the parabola will be to the y-axis. So it will be steeper and steeper the greater the a value is. Okay, so the a value of 2 will be closer, and then the a value of 1 will be further, and the a value of half will be even further, and so we can go on. Right, so it's wider and wider, the arms are wider and wider, the lower the a value. And it's closer and closer to the y-axis, or steeper and steeper, the higher the a value. Let's look at negative ones. When the a value is negative, we have a maximum turning point, which means the turning point is the maximum of the graph. It's the highest point of the graph. We can also say that it's concave down. Look at the girl's picture where she's sad and the graph is sad. Okay, so that's when I have, for instance, y is equal to negative 2x. Then I have a concave down graph or a sad graph. Okay, then let's look at these. There's a little mistake on the notes. Just look at this. It should be negative x squared and negative 2x squared and negative a half x, because they are concave down, they're all negative. Then if we ignore the negatives and we just look at the numbers, the higher the number, the steeper the graph will be, which means it will be closer, the arms will be closer to the y-axis. So the lower the number, if it's a half, ignore the negative, the lower the number, the wider the arms will be. Okay, so here I have negative a half, negative 1, negative 2. So the higher the number, the closer the arms go to the y-axis. Let's look at this, a reflection in the x-axis. If you compare the mother graph, y is equal to x squared, that's the concave up graph. And if I just put a negative in front of that x, this is the equation, y is equal to negative x squared, then it's a reflection in the x-axis, which means if I fold it on the x-axis, then exactly the graph of y is equal to negative x squared will be formed. So let's just read what it says. If you now compare the mother graph to the graph of y is equal to negative x squared, it's interesting to note that the graph of y is equal to negative x squared is the reflection of the mother graph in the x-axis. The negative sign therefore causes a reflection in the x-axis. So when I put a negative in front of the graph, I have a reflection in the x-axis. We can remember that for all of the graphs. Say for instance I have y is equal to 2x squared. If I want to reflect that in the x-axis, I will get y is equal to negative 2x squared. So those will be reflections of one another in the x-axis. Right, now we come to the homework. Do the following homework, exercise 2, page 116, number A and C. So just do those two, press pause, and then when you are ready, you can come back and we can mark it together. All right, welcome back. This is the memo for the 14th of July. Exercise 2, number A and C, not D and F. All right. So first, number 1, they ask us to which parabola has arms that are the closest to the y-axis. It is going to be the one with the highest a value, which is y is equal to 4x squared. So that's the one with the highest a value, so that will be the one with the arms closest to the y-axis. Number 2, they ask us to sketch the parabolas. Okay, so there we did that. Look at them. The blue one is y is equal to x squared. The green one is y is equal to 3x squared. And the orange one, y is equal to 4x squared. Just check that you have it like that. And then number 3, are the parabolas concave up or down? They are concave up. All right. Then number C. Y is equal to a quarter x squared, y is equal to 3 over 2x squared, and y is equal to negative 4x squared. Which parabola has the arms that are closest to the y-axis? So that'll be the one with the highest value, ignore the negatives. So that will be y is equal to negative 4x squared. That will be the one that's arms are the closest to the y-axis. And then sketch the graphs. Okay, there we did it. The purple one is y is equal to a quarter x squared. The red one is y is equal to 3 over 2x squared. And the green one, y is equal to negative 4x squared. Are the parabolas concave up or down? Okay, so the top ones are up and the green one is down. All right. And that's all that you had to do for today. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email the teacher.